Hello once again. We're happy you found the time to watch our video manual about the online check-in process. If you've ever traveled by plane, you probably know what to expect. Basically, you give your guests the option of entering all their information online before they arrive to your hotel. If they don't do this, you'll have to physically enter this information at reception when they arrive. If your guest provides all their information prior to arrival, you will only have to verify the information when they arrive using the guest's ID and have them sign a pre-filled accommodation card. Then they're ready to be checked in and enjoy your facility. This will save time for both guests and your reception staff. If you want to use this function, you first need to allow it. You go to Settings, Online Reservation, Booking Engine. Here you can easily activate online check-in for your property. There is also a second option, which allows your guests to cancel their reservations from the online check-in administration. It's up to you if you allow your guest this option or not. Let's activate both options to see all possibilities. By activating this function, your Internet booking engine Reservation Plus will be expanded with one additional tab, My Reservation. Now we need to make sure our guest knows about the option of online check-in. If a guest makes a reservation through an Internet booking engine, he will receive an automatic email with confirmation of his reservation, which also contains information about online check-in. The guest can click through the email and he will be logged into his reservation administration automatically. Let's suppose you're also using our mailing module and you're sending some automatic email campaigns to your clients before arrival, like an email saying, "The beginning of your reservation is almost here, so we're sending you directions to our hotel and reminding you about our additional services." This email can also contain a second notice about online check-in. It's simple math. The more you mention it, the more likely your guests will use it. If you're not sending emails automatically, you can create one specifically for online check-in. Let's take a look at how you can do this and what the email should include. You go to Guests, Mailing menu. Let's create a new campaign, only for online check-in, using this button. The type of campaign will be according to events. In the first tab, name the campaign, then move on to the campaign parameters. For this kind of mailing, it is best to send emails 0 or 1 day after the reservation is created. Some hoteliers often have a second email which is sent 1 or 2 days before the reservation begins, usually together with some other information. This is up to you. The last thing in this tab is setting which reservations will receive the email by choosing the status. You can choose Option, Confirmed, or any other status you might be using. The next tab of settings can be skipped. In the Recipients tab, you can select some more specific conditions for sending the campaign, but in the case of online check-in, you want to get the email to all of your guests, so no additional restrictions are needed. Let's go to the last tab, the email itself. We focused on mailing in a separate tutorial, so we'll try to be brief about how to work with this text editor. What do you need to do? Create a version of the email in your language and also a version in English. If you have a lot of guests from a specific country, you can also create a version in their language. To create different language versions of your email, all you need to do is switch between the languages using the flags on the left side. Don't forget to adjust the subject of the email campaign as well. We'll show you what you need to include in the email in the English version. You can create any text you want, for example, something like this. In order to log in to reservation administration, your guest needs to have 3 things: the reservation number in our system, the email address they used for creating the reservation, and a link for online check-in. The first 2 things are very easy. There's a special function you can add to the body of the email called a placeholder. It can be added using this button. We need to add the reservation number here, so we'll move here in our text and select the placeholder option. Now just select the correct placeholder, in this case, voucher number, and confirm it. The placeholder will be inserted into the text and it will automatically adjust for different guests. We do the same thing for email addresses, which will be also pre-filled by the guest if you use this placeholder. Even the guests from Booking.com will have the booking alias email address pre-filled, and they will be able to perform the online check-in. The last thing is the link. Let's say we want to use this part of text. Select the text and click on the link button. You need to direct your guest to the booking engine, specifically the part with online check-in. It's also great if the language of the Internet booking engine is in your guest's language. A basic link for your Internet booking engine can be found in Help, Widgets, Reservation Plus. First, we copy the link. Then we need to add two optional parameters, separated by the AND symbol. First is lang equals n, that's the language parameter, followed by another AND symbol. Then show tabs equals check-in, the second parameter. Using these parameters, the guest will only see the online check-in tab in English. After you confirm, you can see how it works in our system. We'll use the link we've just entered to see what the clients will see when they open the email and use the information in the online check-in link. First, they will get the login screen, where they insert all the information we provided, like the voucher number and email. After login, they will see a basic overview of the reservation, along with some information about the accommodation. They now have two options, based on what you allowed at the beginning of our video. Go to online check-in or cancel the reservation. First, let's see the online check-in. The guest will fill in all necessary information in this form. If there are more guests in the reservation, all the guests' information must be filled in order to save the online check-in. When you fill in all the information and save it, you as the accommodation provider will receive an email about the completed online check-in. At the same time, all the guests' information will be filled in on the guest's reservation accommodation card. If we search for the reservation after we completed the online check-in, you can see that all the information is filled in, and all we need to do is print the accommodation card and let the guest sign it upon arrival. The last thing we'll show you is canceling the reservation. We'll go back to online check-in and click on the second option, cancellation. Guests will see the cancellation conditions based on the time they cancel the reservation and will be asked if they still want to cancel the reservation with the displayed cancellation terms. If they still select the cancellation, the reservation will be switched to canceled status in your reservation calendar, and you will also receive an email about the cancellation, because you might also want to charge a cancellation fee based on cancellation conditions. And that's it. Once you set the online check-in, you won't have to do anything. It all works automatically. You can't expect every guest to use online check-in, but from our experience, we know that most people gladly use this smart function. Combined with online payment through a payment gateway, you really don't have to do anything. Just wait for the guest and give them the keys. Thanks for watching.